Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So we'll do that problem first. Yes, are you all able to see this blank page?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it is like we have the tap, suppose, and from that water is there. So there are 5 drops, I think, right? 5 drops, and the height of this is given, and that is 9 meters, right? So height of this tap from the ground is 9 meter given, right? And yes, we know that this the ratios of distances in equal interval of time will be x, then 3x, then we have the 5x, that is in odd number, right? And then 7x, right? So if you add all this, and we want the I think the position of third drop from the ground, right? Position of third drop from the ground. So we'll see that. So it will be like x plus 3x plus 5x plus 7x. So it will be addition of this all must be equal to what? 9 meter, right? So what is the addition? 9 plus 7, I think 16. X is equal to the 9, and x is equal to, we got 19 by, sorry, 16 by 9 is the x value which we have. So we want the third drop from the ground. So it will be 7x plus 5x. So position of third drop will be equal to it's 7x plus 5x, and that is 12 into what is the value of x? 16 by 9. So 12 into 16, do it once and tell me. 12 into 16, yeah, yes, 9 by 16, no, just a minute. It's 9 divided by 16. So third drop, it will be 9 divided by 16. So it will be like 3 into 9 divided by 4, 27 by 4. Yes, Santosh.
No, sir. Nothing, sir.
Okay. So any doubt in this question? This is the homework question which I gave. 108 divided by 16. Is it same?
Yes, sir.
27 by 4. Same thing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay then. Yes, Anish, very good. Okay, so understood. Any doubt in this? Anyone has any doubt? Yes, Mayuka, very good. Yes, if you are done with this, please message me so that we'll proceed now and we'll start projectile motion. Okay, so let's start projectile motion then. So firstly, write down what is projectile. So what is projectile? Any body which is thrown at an angle that is not equal to 90-degree, right? So any body which is thrown at an angle which is not equal to 90-degree with respect to horizontal, right? With respect to horizontal is called as projectile, and it must be near the surface of the earth, right? It must be near the surface of the earth, we can say, right? So the path of the projectile will be somewhat like this, right? So this is the path of the projectile, we can say, path of the projectile. Okay, so what is projectile? Any body which is thrown at an angle, any body which is thrown at an angle which is not equal to 90-degree with respect to horizontal near the surface of the earth. Near the surface of the earth is called as projectile. Okay, so there are two types of projectile which we have, right? So first one we have is projectile, oblique projectile, and second one which we have is horizontal projectile. Okay, so firstly we'll see oblique projectile. So whatever I showed over here, this is nothing but the oblique projectile. So this is the body which I throwed at an angle theta with respect to horizontal near the surface of the earth, right? This is what the projectile is. Okay, and this is the oblique projectile over here, right? So we have first one, oblique projectile. So write down everyone, oblique projectile. So I threw this body, suppose, at an angle of theta with respect to horizontal and with initial velocity u. So the path of this body will be somewhat like this, right? So it has certain terms. We have number one, the range, capital R. This is range we have. The time required to go from initial point to the final point is called as the time of flight. Time of flight is the time required to go from initial point to the final point. The maximum height, right, or maximum displacement from the horizontal is called as the maximum height. Maximum displacement from the horizontal is called as the maximum height, right? So we have a range, we have the maximum height, and the time of flight over here that we have to determine in this. So as you can see over here, I can split this initial velocity u into two parts, right? Initial velocity into two parts, right? So that is u has two components, we can say, that is along the horizontal, and that is u cos theta, and along the vertical, right? Along the vertical, and that is u sine theta, isn't it? So u has two components, u cos theta and u sine theta. So we can split this motion into two 1D motions, isn't it? That means if this ball, I can I can break this motion into two 1D motions, like one is horizontal motion and one is vertical motion, isn't it? So we have along I can write now, along along x-axis whatever components are there, and along y-axis whatever components are there, that we have to write over here, right? So see here, along x-axis we have, this is the x-axis which we have, and this is the y-axis which we have, right? So I'm splitting this u into two components, that is u cos theta, that is along x-axis. So I can write initial velocity initial velocity along x-axis as u cos theta, isn't it? Right? Okay. Okay. Then I have what is called as the acceleration along x-axis. Now tell me, along the horizontal direction on the surface of the earth, what is the acceleration which we have?
0.
Yes, right. So we have acceleration is equal to 0, right? Very good, Kashyap, Sai, very good. Yes, Rishika, I'll send this notes on WhatsApp. Don't worry about it. Then to write it down. Okay. Whatever important points are there, definitions and all, right? Okay, so along horizontal direction we have the acceleration, and that acceleration is equal to 0. We can write. So I can write over here. So ax, that is the acceleration along x-axis, as 0 meter per second squared. So as acceleration is equal to 0, what we can say about the velocity? As acceleration is equal to 0, we can say the velocity will be constant, isn't it? So along the horizontal direction, the velocity will always be u cos theta, isn't it? It will not change along the horizontal direction. So we can say the velocity along the horizontal direction will be constant, right, throughout the motion, isn't it? Right. So yes, Anish.
Sir, how can acceleration be 0, sir?
See, I'm throwing a ball in this direction, right?
So I'm not able
Horizontal.
to see, sir.
Just a minute. I'm drawing here. I'm throwing a ball in this direction, right? This is the horizontal direction which we have, that is x, and this is the vertical direction which we have, that is y. Okay. So
Yes,
ball
sir.
will choose this path now, right? So along horizontal direction, now acceleration due to gravity is there, that is vertically downward now.
Yes, sir.
So only acceleration which is acting on it will be the acceleration due to gravity, and that is
Yes, sir.
perpendicular to the horizontal. So in horizontal direction, air resistance is there, but we are considering that air resistance is equal to 0.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So along horizontal direction, there will be no any acceleration, right? As there is no external force. So horizontal direction, we have net force is equal to 0, but the vertical direction, we have the net force, and that is equal to mass of the body into acceleration due to gravity.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Right now. Yes, Santosh.
so what happens? What to like in AY, sir? Actually, it will be minus g, no, sir. If air resistance will be there, sir, then what to do, sir?
If air resistance is there, that is different thing. Now we are considering
So then
the
it will
air
become
resistance.
minus g plus a.
No. Minus root of g square plus a square we have to consider, because they are perpendicular to each other.
So means what to take the resultant.
Resultant, yes.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the AY, sir.
AY, if AY is there in the air resistance, okay, yes, we have to consider that.
There will be minus g plus a.
Minus g, and motion is
Plus A.
upward, then plus a.
No, sir, like
Minus
when the
of g
ball
plus
is
a.
thrown.
That is what, see, if ball is thrown upward with velocity v, air resistance will be downward, and the acceleration due to gravity will be downward. So minus of g plus a. Downward direction
But
is
here
negative.
in this, yes, sir. But in this projectile motion, sir, when the body is moving upwards, we have to we are taking AY as negative, no, sir.
Negative g,
Because
yes.
every time acceleration,
Yes,
then
yes.
the then the air resistance will always oppose the gravitational acceleration, no, sir?
No, it will not oppose gravitational acceleration. It will oppose the motion. Motion is upward,
Yes,
so
sir.
acceleration is downward.
So then, okay, sir. So till the maximum height reached,
It will be
that
minus
will
g
become
plus a.
minus g minus a.
Right.
Minus
G
g minus a.
minus a. And
Minus a.
after that,
From
minus g
maximum height
plus a.
plus a. Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So acceleration is equal to 0 along the horizontal direction which we have. Right. Now, tell me what is the displacement along the x-axis. Displacement along the x-axis, as you can see over here, displacement along the x-axis is the horizontal distance traveled by this projectile, and it is equal to capital R. So you can write over here the displacement along x-axis, that is sx, is equal to capital R. Okay, capital R. And the time required for a projectile to go from the initial point to the final point is the time of flight which we have. So we can write time here t as time of flight, capital T. Understood? This is the along x-axis. Along y-axis, uy we can write, and that is u sine theta. Right? So as you can see over here, along y-axis we have u sine theta. Then acceleration will be there, and that is minus g. Why minus? Because downward direction is negative direction, so it is minus g. Then we have displacement along y-axis. Tell me, what is the displacement of this ball along y-axis from initial point to final point? What is the displacement of this ball along y-axis? Fast message me.
So 0.
Yes, very good,
Or
Kameshwari,
Sir,
Zaki, Rohit.
Sir,
Very
H
good.
no,
sir,
sir.
H.
It's
Sir,
it's 0, right? See, along vertical direction we want, right? Along vertical direction, right? So ball starts over here, come back to the same point over here. Along horizontal direction, displacement is capital R, but along vertical direction, ball starts over here, come back to the same point over here only. On the x-axis, y is equal to 0, no? On the x-axis, y is equal to 0. So this ball in vertical direction, what is the displacement? This ball's vertical direction displacement is equal to, tell me fast, 0, isn't it? Sy is equal to 0 meter. So I hope this is clear now, right? Now we have Sy, we have Ay, we have Uy, time. Now tell me, time required for this ball to go up and come down. What is the time to go up and come down? Is it same as time of flight or different? Is it same as time of flight or different? Yes, it is same only, right? So we have time t is equal to time of flight. Now we can apply the kinematical equations along horizontal and along vertical direction, that is along x-axis and along y-axis, isn't it? Right? So firstly, I'll apply the kinematical equations for x-axis, all the three equations, kinematical equations. So we have Vx final velocity is equal to Ux plus Ax into T, isn't it? So for whatever final velocity is there, that as Ax is equal to 0, that is equal to the initial velocity, and that is Ux, we can write. So final velocity will always be constant, and that is equal to U cos theta, isn't it? Right? U cos theta. Then Sx will be equal to capital R and small t will be equal to capital T we have. So no need to apply any other equation. Here we'll apply now kinematical equations. Now if I apply over here in vertical direction, so displacement is equal to 0, isn't it? Displacement is equal to 0. So I'm applying the second equation over here to find the time of flight. So displacement is equal to 0. So we can apply the Sy is equal to Uy into T plus half into Ay into T squared. This is the second kinematical equation. What is Sy? Sy is equal to 0 is equal to Uy U sine theta into what is the time? It is time of flight and capital T plus half. What is Ay? It is minus G into T squared. So I hope this is clear now. So you can take T common and cancel out. It will be U sine theta is equal to half G into T, isn't it? So what is T we have? Time of flight 2U sine theta divided by 2U sine theta divided by G, isn't it? 2U sine theta divided by G. So this is the time of flight. So here capital T is the time of flight we have. So one quantity we got, and time of flight is 2U sine theta divided by G. Now once we got this time of flight, we can calculate the range. How to calculate range? In horizontal direction, we know that. So we can write in horizontal direction, acceleration, that is ax, is equal to 0. So therefore the sx, that is equal to r, which is equal to, right, sx, that is equal to r, that is equal to, we can write ux into the time of flight. What is ux? What is ux? Tell me, what is ux? It is u cos theta. So which is equal to, you can write u cos theta into time of flight is 2u sine theta divided by G, right? So which is equal to, this we can multiply 2u squared sine theta into cos theta divided by G, we have. Now u square 2 sine theta cos theta, what is the formula? U square 2 sine theta cos theta, u squared in bracket 2 sine theta cos theta, formula for it, tell me fast, divided by G. It is, yes everyone, yes, sine 2 theta, right? So we can write over here, this is equal to u squared sine 2 theta divided by G. So range is equal to, we can write R, and that is equal to u squared sine 2 theta divided by G. So this is the range which we have. Right? So time of flight is 2u sine theta by G. Range is u squared sine 2 theta divided by G. And last we want, and that is the maximum height. Yes, Zaki, I'll take your doubts after this. So maximum height, how to find maximum height over here? So maximum height, see here, we want the maximum height, that means for half the range we want, isn't it? Or half the projectile we want. So for a ball to go up, the time required is called as time of ascent, and for a ball to go down, right, come down, that is called as time of descent. So time of ascent is equal to time of descent, that we know. So we can write over here time required for a projectile to go from initial point to the final point is d by 2 over here, right? time required for a projectile to go from initial point to the maximum height point is t by 2, right? This is t by 2 which we have, right? So we can find the maximum height now. Maximum height. So I'll draw the diagram over here. So time required for this projectile to go from the initial point to the maximum height here is t, and that is equal to the total time of flight divided by 2. And the vertical direction, the whatever distance travel, that is called as the maximum height. So in vertical direction, what is the initial velocity which we have? U sine theta. So we can apply S. Displacement in y direction is equal to uy into t plus half ay into t squared, right? So this is by second kinematical equation, right? Second kinematical equation. So what is sy? The displacement in y direction is h, right? Only in y direction, not from the initial point to final point. Displacement in y direction, it is capital H. Uy, what is the uy? U sine theta into what is t over here? What is t? We have t divided by 2 plus half ay is minus g into t squared which we have, right? So u sine theta into t is, what is t? 2u sine theta by g, 2u sine theta by g into 2, right? So we have plus half minus g, here we have to write t by 2, that is t square by 4. So we have here t squared, that is u squared sine squared theta, that is 4u squared sine squared theta divided by 4g squared. So this 4 get cancelled, this 2 get cancelled, and we have u squared sine squared theta divided by g minus of u squared sine squared theta divided by 2g. So now if you solve this, you will get u squared sine squared theta divided by 2g. This is the maximum height which we have. So three important quantities over here. First, time of light over here, capital T, and that is equal to 2u sine theta divided by g. Second, range, and that is r is equal to u squared sine 2 theta divided by g. And third, maximum height, and this is capital H is equal to u squared sine squared theta divided by 2g. So these are the three important formulas which will be used in projectile: time of flight, range, maximum height. Time of flight, range, maximum height. Okay, now if you have any doubt, you can raise your hand. Yes, if you have any doubt, you can raise your hand. Yes, anyone has any doubt? Yes, Zaki.
Sir, that one you gave no, so in horizontal direction ax is equal to 0, therefore sx is equal to r is equal to ux into t. So how did you get ux into t, sir?
See, in this we have s is equal to ut plus half at t squared, no? but a is 0, so u into t. So here see, what is this formula? Ut plus half at squared plus half ax into t squared we have, but ax is 0, so we can write ux into capital T, isn't it?
Okay, sir. Sir, can you scroll it back to that maximum height formula? How did you derive? I want to copy.
This one, right?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, how did you get AX equal to 0? Can you tell one more time, sir?
See here, in horizontal means which direction? Can you show it to me?
Sir, X direction, sir.
X direction. So that is what, no? In x direction, what is the acceleration due to gravity?
0, sir.
So what is the acceleration? 0 only, na?
Okay,
है
okay,
ना?
sir. Understood.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I.
Sir, can you scroll it near range formula derivations? I need to copy it.
Yes, if you're done with this, please message me so that we'll proceed now. Done. Yes, in horizontal direction, theta will be equal to 0. That is the horizontal projectile which we have. Yes, I'll send this in group. Don't worry. Chalo, okay. So these three formulas are very important. Now we'll see what is the equation of projectile, right? So write it down now. Just a minute. So we have the equation of projectile. So see here, in horizontal direction, x position changes according to the equation. X is equal to ux into t, right? And ux we can write u cos theta into t, isn't it? So at time changes, the x position changes in this by using this formula, right? And the y position changes by using y is equal to uy into t, right, minus half ay into, sorry, ay instead of ay I can directly write now, it's g into t squared. So that is equal to, we can write u sine theta into t minus half g into t squared, right? So this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. So we want this equation in terms of, this equation in terms of y and x. Okay, so from first equation we can eliminate, we can take the value of t and we can eliminate the value of t in the second equation. So from equation 1, we have t is equal to x divided by u cos theta, right? We can put this value, so we can put this value in equation 2 and it will be then, right? So we have y is equal to u, so put this value in 2, then we'll get u sine theta into x divided by u cos theta, then minus half g into, what is t, x divided by u cos theta whole square. So if I solve this further, it will be y is equal to, u sine theta, this u get cancelled, will get tan theta into x minus half g into x squared divided by u squared cos squared theta, right? U squared cos squared theta. So that is, we can write tan theta, x tan theta minus gx squared divided by 2u squared cos squared theta, right? This is y which we have. So as you can see over here, this tan theta and this total term is a constant terms, right? So this tan theta and this g 2u squared cos squared theta are the constant terms. So here we can consider a as tan theta and b as g divided by 2u squared cos squared theta. So we have y is equal to ax minus bx squared, and this is the equation of parabola which you have. This is the equation of parabola. Equation of parabola. Right, where a is tan theta and b is 2u square cos square theta. So the path followed by the projectile will be the parabolic path, we can say. Okay. Yes, if you are done with this, please message me so that we'll proceed now. See, Saki, it's like theta is the angle of projection which we have. So once we projected, that theta will be constant throughout the motion, right? So tan theta value will be constant. G value is already constant. Initial velocity also constant. 2 constant, cos square theta constant. So everything is constant, no? Once we projected a ball, this tan theta, this g, this 2u squared, cos square theta, everything is constant. That's why we consider these terms as a constant terms. Okay, Zaki. what is parabola and all? Like circle we have, circle, isn't it? Sai, circle we have, circle is circular path, parabolic path is whatever path I shown over here, right? So this path is a parabolic path. An equation of it is I showed, right? Ax minus bx squared. This is the parabolic path we have. And circle equation, x square plus y square is equal to r square. Likewise, we have parabolic equation is y is equal to ax minus bx squared. Okay. So I hope this is clear now. I hope this is clear now. Santosh, which one? Same on same page. Yes, if you are done with this, please message me so that we'll proceed. These are the time of flight, range, maximum height, then three formulas which we derived: range, maximum height, time of flight. And this is oblique and horizontal projectile, right? So if you want the equation of projectile, it starts from here. So by rearrangement of this 1 and 2, we'll get the equation of projectile, right? So I hope this is clear now, right? Understood? Scroll up. Trajectory is nothing but the path, Zaki. Trajectory is nothing but the path. Uh, yes, Anish, I'll send these notes to the group. Don't worry about that. Yes, if anyone has any doubt in this, they can ask. And about notes, I'll send the notes. Don't worry. Okay, so then we have, now what will happen? What will happen? Yeah. So if I divide A by B, right? So first, what is A by B? A divided by B. So A is we have tan theta, and B is G divided by 2u square cos square theta. So A divided by B is equal to, we can write tan theta divided by B is G divided by 2u square cos squared theta, isn't it? So which is equal to, now this 2u square cos squared theta will go into the numerator, and it will be 2u squared cos squared theta into tan theta can be written as sin theta divided by cos theta, right? And that is divided by G. So this cos theta get cancelled, and we'll get, it is 2u squared cos theta into sin theta divided by what? G, right? And what is 2 sin theta into cos theta? It is sin 2 theta, isn't it? Sin 2 theta divided by G. And as you can see over here, this formula is for range formula, right? So we can write A divided by B is the range. Right, this formula is for range, so that's why A divided by B is range. Right, so A divided by B is a range. So I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Okay, done, everyone. Yes, if you're done with this, please message me so that we'll proceed now. Okay, so now next we have A squared divided by 4B, right? So next, find A squared divided by 4B. So A squared, what is A squared we have? What is A squared we have? It is tan square theta, isn't it? Tan square theta. So I'm writing here A squared divided by 4B is equal to tan squared theta divided by 4 into what is B we have? G divided by 2u cos square, 2u squared cos squared theta, isn't it? 2u squared cos square theta, so which is equal to, now this 2 ones are, this 2 twos are 4, so it will be tan squared theta into u squared cos squared theta divided by 2g, isn't it? So which is equal to tan square theta into cos square theta is sin square theta, right? U squared into sin square theta divided by 2g. What is this? Tell me. What is this? What is this formula? This u squared sin square theta by 2g. Which formula is this? Yes, it is maximum height, right? Very good. It's a maximum height formula, right? So maximum height h is equal to, we can write a squared divided by 4b. Done, everyone? Yes, if you're done with this, please message me so that we'll proceed now. Now, last we'll see the relation between maximum height and the range, right? So that is it. A relation between maximum height and a range. Okay. Okay, Shravya. So here a by b we want, and that is range. And here we have a square by 4b, and that is maximum height. So do remember, always a divided by b is the range, and a square divided by 4b is the maximum height we have. So I hope this is clear. Yes, Anish.
Sir, 2 into maximum height is equal to range, no, sir?
2 into
2 into maximum height is equal to range, no, sir?
how?
So that maximum height is equal to u square sine square theta by 2g, no, sir? And range is equal to u square sine square.
No, range is u square into sine 2 theta. It's not square
Yes, sir,
theta.
sorry.
Yes. Okay, so now write down the relation between. Now write down the last thing, and that is relation between maximum height and range. The relation between maximum height and the range. Okay. Write down a relation between maximum height h and range capital R. So just now we saw h is equal to a square divided by 4b, and range R is equal to a divided by b, isn't it? A divided by b, right? So we have we can rearrange this as 4h is equal to, right? So I'll write over here. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. So divide equation 1 by 2. We'll get h divided by r is equal to a squared by 4b divided by a by b. So that is equal to a squared divided by 4b into b divided by a. So this a cancel, this b cancel. So we'll have what is called as the h by r is equal to 1, sorry, a by 4. And what is the value of a which we have? 4h is equal to r into a. A is tan theta, right? So 4h is equal to r tan theta, right? So do remember this relation. R tan theta is equal to 4h. R tan theta is equal to 4h. So yes, that is it for today. If anyone has any doubt, they can raise their hand. If not, then they can end the session. Yes, anyone has any doubt? Anyone has any doubt? Okay, Ruchita. Okay, Zaki. No doubt then? No one has any doubt? Chalo then. Bye everyone. Bye.